winning isn't about actually winning. It's about continuing to grind even when you're winning. That's the times that you're really going to see true success. And I see it within you, bro, because there's no way you're going to succeed in any type of sales at 18 years old when other individuals have more experience than you, and they should theoretically be doing more than you from having a weak mindset. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Justin Rodriguez, your favorite lender here in Neighborhood Loans, and we're back with another episode of Cafecito Talks. I already drank my cafecito, so it's all good. We got some water here, but we are super excited for today's guest. We have a hustler, an entrepreneur, young, hungry, and that's one thing that I absolutely love about it. Doesn't really matter what industry you're in. As long as you got the grind, the grit to be able to achieve the goals that you're looking to be, those are the people I want to surround myself with. So I'm super excited to announce this guest. Nathan, thank you so much for taking the time to come on today, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me, man. I don't know. I was telling you right now, I'm super excited to
I know, I can tell, bro.
What I've been learning, what I've been teaching everybody, and what I've been getting into over the last couple, months.
For sure. Well, get us like a little background on where you're at right now and like how it has grown and built the business that you're starting to build right now.
Yeah.
How did you get to where you're at right now, and like what jobs have you done in the process of it to get to where you're at right now?
Yeah, for sure. So over the last 5 years, I started in car sales when I was 18. That's what really helped me like learn, social skills, talking on camera a little bit, and just talking to people. 3 years later goes by, I'm like, man, I'm doing really good in car sales, but I want to learn more, right? Yeah. And I see people on like my social media always buying houses, and I'm like, man, I got to get into this real estate stuff.
Yeah.
I got to learn like how to leverage stuff, right? And then, so I got into real estate. And I think that was really helped me grow because I started like seeing people leverage.
Yeah.
And so over the last, I'm 23 now, so it's been 2 years now. And I've been seeing people all over social media talking about properties and leveraging. And I've been reading books and they're like leveraging debt or whatnot. And I'm like, Justin, people are buying houses, but are they just like taking out like their own money to buy these houses? Like, what are they doing?
Cash, or where are they getting the money from?
Right. And so what I really got into was like, okay, how can I get properties? How can I leverage money? And how can I build, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I'm teaching people how to leverage like money to then acquire properties or invest into anything that you want in business, right? And yeah, like I was talking to you off camera, but the business I'm starting is where you're able to acquire stuff like properties at 0% interest.
Yeah.
For 12 months, 50 to 150,000, and then reinvest into a property.
Right. That's dope, dude. That's dope. And I think that can help a lot of individuals who are kind of interested in being able to tap in those funds. And I think that one of the main things I kind of want to dive into, right, because in order for you to be able to sell essentially anything, it all comes from experience and you meeting people and helping people first in the car sales, then you transition to real estate, then you transition to the things that you're doing, and it helps you be able to kind of acquire the mindset to be able to help individuals and educate them on just the overall process of doesn't matter really what you're selling, but it helps you kind of get an understanding on the process of selling a product. And I think one thing I love about it is that in car sales, I think, especially if you worked at BMW for a little bit, you meet so many different individuals that kind of shifts your perspective because you can kind of see what wealthier individuals are doing and you could have those types of conversations, especially being 18 years old and getting into car sales and being successful at it when you got people who've been doing it for 5, 10, 15 years and still crushing it is admiring. So congratulations to you starting so young and keep crushing it. What was your mindset on growing first in car sales? And I really want to dive into your business, so we're going to go on that. But I want to kind of build it up to that. So when your mindset, how did you like continue to leverage yourself on growing your own business and scaling your car business as you were growing up?
Yeah, so I remember when I first started at 18, I had no idea what I was going to do. I was going to school for law enforcement because I always thought that was my drive. That was my passion, right? I was going to go to school called Western Illinois University. Yeah. Got accepted. COVID was happening. I was lost. I was just applying on Indeed for jobs. And I remember when I got into the business, my first month, I did pretty good. But second month, it was bad. So people were like, oh, you just had beginner's luck. And I'm like, all right,
Relax.
And then third month, I did good again. And I made more money than I've ever made in my life, right? And I got so passionate about it. It wasn't people were like, "Oh, you're just a good salesman." I didn't feel like I was a good salesman. I just felt like I was a good connector.
Yeah.
I was a good relationship builder. I wanted people, like, I talk fast and I build energy with a lot of people,
Yeah.
and I want people to feel excited, right? And when people are excited, normally they buy, right?
Yeah.
Because I want people to feel good about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so when at my 3rd month, made more money than I ever made, and that's when I was like, I'm gonna stick with this business, man. Like, whether if it's car sales or any kind of sales, I felt like sales was my calling,
Yeah.
right? And I think that really helped me just like find a path for me. But I built a lot of relationships over time.
Yeah.
You know, and even the managers, and even the first dealership I ever worked for, I gained relationships just with the managers because they knew that I had like so much drive and ambition.
Right.
And I still talk to them.
Right.
You know.
And that's important. I think that for all the young listeners that are watching out there, I think that's going to be really important for everyone to just take note of. It's like, you don't have to start in a career that's like, oh my God, it's a stable, 100% guaranteed straight salary position. If you have drive, if you have ambition, if you have a lot of people, the biggest thing about winning, I talk about this, is everyone assumes that once you start winning, that your mindset's going to be, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and be so proud of yourself every day. And you're going to be so happy and jolly every single day. Like, oh my God, I'm doing so good. In reality, like when you're a true winner and you're a true hustler, never the mindset that you have. I don't care how much production, I don't care how much money, I don't care. You're always gonna look at yourself in the mirror and be like, am I doing enough? Is this enough? You know, what else can I be doing? Is there something bigger? Is there something else that I could pursue? And one of the main things for me personally that I can speak upon, and I can see it in you, is that every single person that watches me and our team's growth and production, all that shit, I want every single lender to watch my shit and be like, damn, that fucking guy doesn't stop. Like, I don't even want to deal with the referral partners he works with because he doesn't stop. I don't care how much production he does. He's still in the office. He's still talking to him, still going to, he does not stop. And that was a mindset that I wanted to continue. No matter what level you grow, what level it is, you continue to grow. And that's one thing and a misconception that I want people to kind of get out their heads is winning isn't about actually winning. It's about continuing to grind even when you're winning. That's the times that you're really going to see true success. And I see it within you, bro, because there's no way you're going to succeed in any type of sales at 18 years old when other individuals have more experience than you, and they should theoretically be doing more than you from having a weak mindset. And I could see that hustle and grind within you. And I want this to be for other individuals watching this that's like, yo, you have the ability to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
it all starts with just believing in yourself and really investing in yourself. So when you kind of went to car sales and then transitioned to real estate and then kind of back to car sales, what was like the deciding factor on each business? What made you go from one business to the other? And
for sure. So when I was in car sales, I didn't even know anything about a commission job. I remember when I was so lost. I was like, just trying to make some money. But at the time, I wasn't making that much money. So it was like, okay, if I sell 2 cars here, it still pays my bills. I'm good.
Right.
I'm young, just living my life. And then I started like really get into it. I'm like, I can never work a salary job again.
Yeah.
Like this
100%.
is it. I remember when I quit, I was doing really good in car sales, and I bought my house at 21, and I think that's when I was getting into real estate. And that's when I quit the car dealership to go full time into real estate. And my mom was like, what are you doing? Like, you were just doing good. Now you're like, and I remember in the beginning, when I first got into cars, my mom didn't believe in it.
Yeah.
So it was crazy to see her, like, minds constantly switch, She was like, first she didn't believe in it because she's like, why are you doing commission? That's not going to pay you. Then I quit it, and she's like, why are you quitting? You were just doing good. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to learn some more.
Right.
Got into real estate because, I felt like I didn't really understand it either. I just knew that I wanted to be an investor. I wanted to grow a portfolio. I wanted to, help people out. It felt like, okay, I was good in car sales. Maybe I'm going to be a good realtor. However, it didn't go that way. It was pretty challenging for me. I just felt like I didn't know everything, right? And maybe I felt like I built a little bit of an ego, to be honest. Coming from car sales where I was the #1 salesman, going into real estate where I was backpedaling all the way down, and I see everybody selling houses left and right, and I'm like, I can't even do anything. I'm doing these open houses, and I'm like, it's not sticking with me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, maybe being a realtor isn't for me. Maybe it is. Still not figuring that out. But I know that I want to be a part of real estate, whether it's being a realtor, investing, guiding people, whatever I can do, right? I knew I still wanted to be in the industry. Then I went back to car sales because I got so many offers for finance, working at BMW, working at different dealerships. and it paid really good. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back into there. But then my mind was just like still spinning. I'm like, man, this is like I was good already. So I kind of like felt like I know what it's like to be good at a car dealership, right? I already know what it's like to be number one because I've been doing that. But I wanted more, right? You know how like you always say, you were telling me like you want more, you're never satisfied. You just want to go, you know, you want to grow, right? And I'm like, man, I'm not growing. I feel like I'm plateauing. So I'm like, okay, how can I build myself? How can I be Nathan Delgado? How can people know what I'm, you know, trying to strive for, right? And I'm like, okay, I like real estate. I'm already a realtor. I already have my license. Well, now I already have the capital to start building something so I can, you know, quit if I wanted to. But I want to build something. And that's kind of why I started my business, the funding business.
Yeah. So dive a little bit deeper into the funding business. I know that individuals might be able to use it. Investors might be able to help to fix and flip properties and including yourself. I know that you're doing it yourself. So give us a little background on what you kind of do now and, you know, how other investors could utilize the funds to be able to fix and flip and renovate properties.
Yeah. So there's a lot that goes into funding and, you know, leveraging it. But I always tell people, like, don't be scared to leverage that. You know, a lot of people I talk to, they're like, well, Nathan, it sounds like you're talking about loans. Sounds like you're talking about debt. I'm like, you know, the richest people in the world, doesn't matter who you are, they've always leveraged debt, right? Because in order to, like, if you were going to try to save 50,000, how long would it take you? Or 100,000? It would take you, the average person, right?
Right.
But if I was able to give you 100,000 tomorrow and I tell you, hey, can you flip it? You'll figure out a way, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not that, you know, it's not that simple to just save 100 and then rather get 100.
Right.
And so what I do is I teach people how to leverage 50 to 150,000, 0% with no documentation. Then you use that money to flip in real estate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Flip a property or a business. But I always know people are always like, well, what's the catch? Well, number one, the 0% is only for 12 months, you know, or 14, 16 months, right? It's not for eternity. You have to make a play. And then the second thing is you do have to have good personal credit.
Yeah.
So the banks are not just going to give a brand new LLC 150,000 with no documentation. Right. So the way we leverage it is we leverage our personal profile and we do a thing called a PG, personal guarantee, to then leverage the LLC, the business, to get capital.
Right.
Because we don't do this under your personal name. We do it everything under your business because you're going to get way more capital and you don't want to have all that on your personal profile.
Right.
Yeah, big tip though, I will tell you though, is on these did you know if you maxed out a credit card it doesn't report to your personal profile on the business side?
If it's under an LLC?
Right.
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like some people don't know that. Like,
yeah, no, a lot of people probably don't fucking know that, bro. That's huge.
Yeah.
You know?
So like if you had
car loans, all that stuff. Properties.
Yeah. People are like, well, if you have a $50,000 credit card under your business name, it doesn't report to your personal name. And the great thing about this, because we know, like, if you had a $50,000 limit credit card, if you max it out, your score's gonna drop because your usage is high, 100%, right?
Yep.
Not on the business side.
Yeah.
So,
how hard is it to take out a business loan if you have like high utilization on the credit card? Like, you do their credit score. How quickly is it to obtain a credit score? And then on top of it, like, let's say you have 50, 100 grand in debt. Credit card, high utilization on your business side, does that negatively, like, is it the same as your personal credit, your business credit? Does it get negatively affected as much as your own credit?
No. That's the best part about this. That's why people love the business side. Like, business credit is a different game than personal credit. Personal credit is good because you have to have the same foundation, right? You have to have a strong foundation. You have to have a good score. But do you know it's way more than just a personal score? Like, it's not just walking into the bank and having a 750. There's a thing called data points.
Okay.
And that's what the banks use, right? They see, okay, well, how many accounts do you have on your current profile? How long is your, like, history, right?
Yeah.
Any late payments, any derogatories, things that nature actually build a strong profile, right? Like, if you have a mortgage on your name, you're more likely to get a higher credit card limit than a person that doesn't have anything, right?
Right.
And so, but it all starts in the beginning, right? How you structure your LLC. Do you know how, like, the importance of structuring an LLC properly?
You can inform me.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So when you build an LLC, a lot of people just go online and just submit an LLC, but it's not that simple. You should treat your LLC like it's a person. I always tell people.
Yeah.
You should give it its own name, and when you're trying to get business funding, you shouldn't put it's called high risk names, right?
Okay.
So if you create an LLC and you put, you know, Justin's real estate company, that looks high risk to the banks. So you want to create an LLC that doesn't have a high risk name. You know, maybe like Solutions.
What makes it a high risk? Is it if it's correlated back to you?
Yeah, exactly. So if it's straightforward, you want to have a generic name. So for example, if the banks know what industry you're in, it's high risk.
Yeah.
Like if you put Justin's credit repair, Justin's I don't know, loans, investments, real estate, trucking, towing, those are all high risk LLCs names. You should not create an LLC with that names because the banks are automatically going to red flag you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good to know. Yeah. I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah. A lot. And that's why when I'm helping people get this, acquire so much capital under their business name, it's because how it was, structured in the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
Some people come, to me, they already have an LLC, then we work with it. But also having a business phone number, you can, get a business phone number on like Google Voice, or there's other platforms where you can get a business phone number. Like I have an 8100 number. You can get a business email address off of Gmail. You can create like, instead of, how people use at gmail.com?
Yeah.
You shouldn't use that either. Like my email is info@delgadosempresa and then .com.
Okay.
And that's also another thing. So and then you create a website. So you have a business phone number, business email, business address. You can get a virtual address too. Did you know that?
I didn't know that neither.
Yeah, so
that's dope.
I know, so that's why people don't know this stuff. So like you should also have a virtual address for your business, because if you structure an LLC and you put it under your residential home, that's another red flag. It's like you're not a real business. You're listing your LLC under your residential house. You should have a virtual address, and you can go to Opus or Regis .com, and you can literally buy a virtual address. Like I have a virtual address as well. You can get a registered agent. And that's how you structure your business. So imagine like your business looks so legit. You have a business email, business address, business phone number.
And that's why the banks are more likely to be able to lend to you.
Exactly.
So what was your when you got into this, what was your kind of end goal? Like how did you say, all right, because this is really important for everybody that's watching, right? I think that people are very, including myself, like we just had a conversation right now, like what people are kind of are against high risk things, right? Like they're scared, not high risk, but like just scared of being able to take a risk in general, period. What was your mindset from each career that you kind of went to? How did you get yourself in a mindset to be able to pursue different careers and just willingly doing it with taking a risk and willing to lose it? Like, hey, if I lose, I don't really care. I'm gonna make it all back. So what was your mindset? How did you build that? What made you do that?
Man, since the very beginning, I've always wanted more, man. Honestly, I feel blessed. I'm truly grateful for where I'm at in my life right now. I always thank God, because I really didn't know what I was going to do. Like, growing up, I wanted to be in law enforcement just because I thought the income was good. I thought it was going to fit into my character, right? But, the reason I switched so much, or the reason why I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, how can I grow? It's just because, like, I just want more. Like, I don't know how to, like, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like if you want more, you just have that drive. I don't know how some people don't. And I always tell people, like, some people are not always going to align with the same goals and ambition and drive that I have. And it's hard for me because I always want some people to think the same way I do. I'm like, I got to stop myself. Like, not everybody's going to think like that, But I knew that I was good in car sales. Like, I can go sell cars right now. I'll be the number one salesman. I just know it. I just have so much confidence in me. It's not. I know I'm not trying to be cocky but I just truly believe I will be. And real estate, I was very humbled, right? Which was good, because I had to take a step back and realize, okay, well, let me find a different avenue. And but I feel like right now, this business that I'm building is probably everything happens for a reason, Yeah. And I feel like I must point into this business because there's so many people that can benefit from it.
Yeah.
How many people can benefit from getting capital? How many people can learn how to invest? How many people just don't have access to it, or they just have this negative perception against that?
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess another thing that's going to be really important is just when you're kind of going into like your business or just transition from one business to another, did you have like all right, I got to save X amount, I got to do this to be able to make the transition to do things, or like was it just like, fuck it, I mean, whatever happens?
What's crazy? That's actually, I'm glad you asked me that. Honestly, I probably should have had more saved up, but I was just
let's do it.
Yeah, because I just believe in myself. Like, I just feel like I'm always going to figure out a way, like whether I'm going into I remember when I first quit car sales and going into real estate, like, I felt like my lifestyle was pretty expensive. So I like to spend, money. I never And one thing I had to get better at was managing my own income, because I'm so used to just spending. You know, I buy whatever I want. I don't ask questions because it's just I was making good income. But when I got into real estate, I was like, man, I'm not really doing too much production. So that's a good question you asked me. Yeah, no, I just did it.
You just did it. Well, do you feel like car sales you didn't have a lot of fulfillment? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I was great at it, but I don't feel like it was taking me to another level that I felt like it was really my calling. Like, it was a stepping stone. So I'm always going to be grateful for it because it helped me be who I am today. But however, it's not like my legacy. It's not like, that's not what I want to be known for. Like, oh my, Nathan, sells cars. Like, that's great. I'm glad a lot of people do know me from that. But I want to be more known for that guy that actually helps people build, businesses, helps entrepreneurs invest, giving them capital. And I just feel like there's a market for it.
And if you had to look into the future, like future you, right, and you had to look and be like, damn, I'm proud of what he's built, what would that look like?
Yeah, that would look like me helping out every single entrepreneur get into business, getting them all capital, having almost every single realtor reach out to me because they have clients right now, they have investors, they want to get more properties, but they don't know how to get the money. I'm thinking so big right now. Like, I think I can help so many people acquire this, and my vision over the next 5 years is just to help at least, I don't even know how many people. I want to do like $5 million in funding, $10 million in funding, just help people out.
That's dope, bro. Because I can tell you right now, like, I think there's a quote by Inky Johnson. Inky Johnson is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know the dude.
Yeah.
He's for people who don't know, he was a huge college football player. He was about to go to the NFL, about to get drafted, everything. He had a big scare, and he actually ended up being paralyzed. One of his arms no longer works, so but he's a motivational speaker now. And some of the quotes he says, bro, badass. Like, this dude, he motivates. I honestly can be motivated by anything. I'm the worst person. I hear something on Instagram, TikTok, anything, and now I'm like all fired up and shit, and I'm like, I'm ready to take over the world. But there was one specific quote that really hit me hard, and I heard it this morning. He was saying how the time you'll reach success is when your words meet your actions, and that becomes a lifestyle. It becomes exactly what you say is exactly what you do. And the reason why that's super important is because it's not like, hey, I'm gonna go to the office and I'm gonna grind. No, that's what I do every day. That my words are meeting my actions. I'm a family man. My words are meeting my actions. I'm going to be a top producer. My words are meeting my actions. And that's the same thing that I apply to every single thing in my life. Is like, I do believe in manifestation. I do believe in saying the things that you want to be able to achieve, and keep saying it until it becomes a reality. Once you continue to say things enough, they do become reality. And you actually put the work and the effort towards it, And the one thing that's great about you is, bro, you have so much time. You and I both, we're both young. We have so much time to be able to grow and scale and take the business to the next level and educate people on the way to it. It's like, I don't want to be the individual who's like, I'm a top producer and that's it, and not bring people with me. Like, I want to go to Mexico with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people that I love and care about, so that way we can all experience things together, help other people grow their business, help people achieve home ownership. Like, that's my biggest dream, and I can see that within you, bro, and I respect that.
Appreciate it.
So I want to kind of see when you're sourcing business in your new business, because obviously in every time that you've switched and transitioned into different careers, it must have been difficult kind of figuring out how to get your footing in the business, getting new clients. For new individuals that are first getting into sales, and you're a true testament to that. It doesn't really matter what form of sales it is. You're just going to go out and try to get clients however way you may do it. Each business that you've kind of gotten into, how have you tried to get business? What's your biggest form of getting leads and getting people to pretty much confine the business that you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just talk to everybody. I think in person is probably the best. I would DM a little bit of people, but I really like talking to people in person. I think whenever you're trying to get leads or whatever, you have to have people truly believe in you, right? And getting referrals and getting people to really buy into who you're talking to. Like, whenever I'm really big, like, the reason I sold so many cars, right, for example, is if you bought a car from me, I'm going to reach out to you every 2 weeks, but knowing more about you, Justin, right? So you have to know your client. You have to not just, hey, just following up, and you're looking for your, no, you have to, oh, hey, Justin, your birthday's coming up. Hey, I just saw that you closed on that property, or hey, congrats, on that. talking to you that about something that's meaningful and not just like another follow-up sales pitch, none of that. You have to truly build relationships. And when you build relationships with people and you're like, oh my God, hey, how's your daughter, or how's, everything going in the family, and you're having like, we're friends conversation, that's how you're going to attract way more people. That's how you're going to get way more leads. That's how you're going to build an audience, and that's how you're going to grow. That's my target. My thing is just follow up with intentions to be like a friend conversation, not following up to try to sell them.
No, 100%. The key to sales is relationship building. The more relationships that you could build, the more individuals you can meet, your network becomes your net worth. The more people that you are very close with, the more clientele you're going to be able to build. And it's just a snowball, bro. Like, it gets to a certain point where like it gets easier the more that you're able to sell, because now you have a network of people that just know who you are, and then you can kind of get residual off that. You continue to grow, and it gets a little bit better as you go over time. But I guess another thing that's going to be really important for yourself, what do you see? Obviously the funding part is really important. Do you see that transitioning to you doing a lot more flips, or like where do you kind of see yourself with the funding, and how you, obviously you're going to do it yourself, so that way you can kind of mentor other people. So what do you see things to do for yourself?
Exactly. So you're asking great questions here. So yeah, I definitely want to help people get funding, but I want to be doing it as well, right? I don't want to just like, help people get money. I actually want to I want to flip properties, right? And do you know the BRRRR method?
But yeah.
Yep. So I want to go into the
speak about it so everybody knows.
Yeah. So you buy, you renovate. Man, I'm forgetting the analogy here.
Buy, renovate, refinance, repeat, or something like that.
Yeah. So you buy, rehab,
rent, repeat.
Rent, refinance, and then repeat. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of what I want to do. I almost blanked out there, but yeah. So the reason that's so good is because when you're refinancing, you don't have to pay taxes because you're borrowing money, right? So that's kind of a good process. However, flipping is good because you're getting way more faster capital. So it depends on your timeline, right? Like, I think flip in the beginning, then transition to the BRRRR method, so that way now you're having all these properties under you're building a portfolio. But in the very beginning, you have to build capital, right? And that's just my belief. I know other people think different. I know people want to get like multiple rental properties. However, though, I think that for what I'm trying to achieve in my life, I think the fastest way to wealth is flipping. If you do it correctly, right, you have to buy the deals right, because oftentimes, people, flipping's not that easy. 100%. People buy deals wrong, and they're like, "Oh, I lost money on the deal." It's just because you purchased it wrong.
Right.
If you buy it right, you're good.
Right. 100%.
But yeah, I definitely just want to go into that. That's gonna be my focus. Helping people get the funds.
Yeah.
Flipping, and the BRRRR method.
Yeah, 100%. And I could tell this much. I think the biggest wealth building tool anybody got is their self. And I've learned that over the last couple of years. I think that for all the individuals watching, I think one thing you can 100% learn from him is that he's an individual that's hungry. He's going to continue to grow in whatever endeavor he does. Doesn't matter what the career is. He's going to hustle his way into being successful in the career. And I share the mindset that you have. I think that my biggest asset that I have learned to channel is myself. Once you learn how to make income for yourself, you can learn to then invest in doing things that you're talking about, because now you're in a position where you're like, all right, I feel secure in myself. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to thrive and succeed in any career that I'm going to be in. So I'm going to be okay. And now for everybody that's watching, it's like, okay, you do have to start investing. You have to have money to be able to work for itself. And that's going to be really important. It's scary yes, it's great to have a nest egg, but that money really isn't doing anything for you. So whether it be real estate, whether it be flips, whether it be buying rental properties, whether it be you're simply investing in a mutual fund, getting a financial advisor, all those things are good questions to ask. And I can only speak for myself. It's scary, right? It's really scary to where do you put your money? What's the right thing to do? How do you build credit? Where's the right places to invest? And that's why you have individuals like him and I that can give you guidance based on our own life experiences. Like, we're young, but at the same time, you bought a property at 21 years old. You've learned how to grow and scale multiple different businesses, and those life experiences are some things people take a lifetime to learn. Right? And you've learned it in a couple of years, so you can't take away from the things that you've learned and achieved. And for myself, I could say the same thing. Like, it's just, in reality, the biggest thing is that we're young and we're willing to take risks, and that's what has led us to be able to do things at the age that we're at. And I could speak for both of us in this. we're willing to share. We're willing to help everybody that's watching this. Like, if you're a young entrepreneur and you have no idea where to go, we're the people that's going to be able to give you the experiences that we've had, where to invest, how to do it, how to grow your business, how to grow in sales. It's scary. It's hard. But regardless of whether you're young or old, the biggest thing that you got to understand and realize is you got to take the risk now. Today is the day that you got to do it, because the longer you prolong it, it's never going to happen. So it's super important, man. It's a funny story talking about cars. I just drove a Tesla for the first time on Sunday. Well, I've driven a Tesla before, but this was like I was actually gonna buy it myself.
All right.
And so I go to Tesla and I'm like, I'm buying this shit right now. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm buying this shit. I'm like super excited. And I got there and I had this gut feeling. I'm like, you know what, bro? Relax. You know, like, let me drive it. And again, I'm the type of person where I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna do it.
For sure.
And so I drove it. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. This is the shit. And obviously I was like, you know what? Let me hold on. Let me go home and think about it. I go home, and the one thing I told myself is, if I'm willing to drop X amount of money on the car, I should be able to do the same thing with investing. And that's exactly what I did. I was like, you know what? I opened up a brokerage account, did this, blah, 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 move money here. And that's the one thing that I wanted to everybody to really understand is, like, you should still take the jump, even if it's $10, $20, $50, $100. Learn how to invest, and then it becomes a form of habit. The minute that you start, now you kind of start doing exactly what you do. You read a book, you watch a YouTube video, you do this, you meet the Nathans of the world, you meet the Justin Rodriguez's of the world, and you're like, oh shit, this is a different side of life. I could build wealth without having to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't have to be, insanely amazing at sales or like make so much money in order for me to be wealthy. It's like, no, you just have to meet the right individuals for you to then become wealthy, because wealth is not, or knowledge is wealth, right? The more things you know, the more wealthy you'll be in the future. So if you had to give advice to one of your closest friends right now that came to you and said, Nathan, I'm lost. I have no idea what to do. I don't have really a lot of fulfillment in the job, similar to your situation. And, I want to invest, I want to grow, but I don't know where to go. What would be the first piece of advice you would give them?
First piece of advice is, man, just start an LLC.
There you go.
No, but honestly, the reason I say that is because even if you don't have like any desire, you don't even have an idea what you want to do in business, right? You don't know if you want to go into any kind of business, real estate, credit repair, trucking. You don't know what you want to do, but just having an LLC made is going to help you in the long run, right? Yeah. Because I truly believe capital is very important, right? Like I truly have, over 80% of business owners fail due to the lack of capital. Yeah. And that's huge. If you don't have capital, if you don't have a way to get money, it's going to be hard for you. And if you're lost and you're not sure what to do, and you're like, you want to be successful in your life, but you're just like completely lost. I think just figuring out a way how to get capital, write down your goals, write down what's like really your why, and why do you even want to be successful? Like, I think people don't understand. I think when people really sit down, why do you want to be successful? Why do you want to like really achieve everything that you want? Like, what's making you that? And when you have that mindset and you really sit down and you calm down for a little bit, your things start to get clearer. Right. And when you start getting into business, you also have to have a plan, right? You can't just say, oh man, I want to be a millionaire. Oh man, I want to hit all these numbers. Like, what's your business plan? Have you written that down? Like, how are you going to achieve that? What's your KPIs? Right. You have to really like start analyzing things. And when you start analyzing everything, things become so much clearer. So I would just tell people, just start in the beginning stages. Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 10. Don't think that you need to be here when you're not. Like, you haven't even started yet. Just relax. Right. Start the LLC, start a business, write down everything. I believe writing down everything is like, I like writing down like a lot of stuff. I write down everything. And I like to read a lot. I don't know if you watched Alex Hormozy. He just launched like a...
My boy's a gangster.
Yeah. He just launched a book. I just bought it. So I'm waiting for it to get here. It needs to get here quick so I can start learning. But yeah, no, that's... It's kind of what I tell people. Just take one step at a time and don't rush anything and write down everything. I truly believe that writing down things is going to help you a lot.
How big is your mindset in the growth portion of everything?
And it's big right now. My head be so filled up with stuff. I'm like, am I going like this? I'm like, I gotta focus.
But how big is it in the path of success?
And the path of success, like, I mean, I don't know how to like really say anything. I just say it's big. I don't know how to like word it correctly, I guess.
It's okay. So if you had to say, all right, how important is for an individual watching, how important is your mindset when you're trying to grow and scale a business?
Oh, how is important their mindset? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's extremely important. If your mindset isn't good, if you're just, and one thing I tell people all the time is, they always think about the bad first, right?
Yeah.
They're always like, well, what can go wrong? Like, no, just like focus on the positive. And I promise you, if like you just think positive, if you have good intentions, if you just have a good heart, it's gonna work out. But if you're always putting like negative energy into the world, if you're always thinking dull, if you're always just thinking bad, if you're always like, oh well, he got that because of this and that, if you're always making excuses, it's not going to work out for you. You have to have a clear mind. You have to have a clear vision. Like, okay, I'm going to do it because I know it's possible, right? I know I have good intentions in this. I know I'm like a good person. I'm just going to have a clear mindset and a good positive mindset. I'm going to think really big and just have that mindset each and every single day. I always tell people, always smile. Even if you're in a bad mood, always smile. Just have a smile, because
that's true. That's very true.
It's very, what's it called?
Contagious.
Yes, it's very contagious. And doesn't matter what kind of mood you're, just smile. Even if somebody's mad, I always see people and they're like in a bad mood, I just smile at them. Hey, hope you had a good day. I just gotta kill people with kindness, you know?
Yeah.
And that actually helped out in sales a lot too. People come to the dealership always in a bad mood. I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
No, I think that's super important. And I could tell you this much, when you're looking to scale a business and grow, like, every time I look at it, it's like, that's probably one of the best pieces of advice you can ever give anybody. Just smile at people. People are so negative and down all the time. And another piece, man, I think that has changed my business is act like you got zero deals in the pipeline. Every single day. I don't care if you have 100 million in the pipeline. Act like you have zero every single day. And that's why, it all stems from what I kind of said in the beginning, is that a lot of individuals think that winning, the true definition of winning is you looking yourself in the mirror and being happy and excited. And in reality, it's not. The true winners, when you look at it, you're kind of psychotic. You're kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You look at Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, it's like they would consistently win, and they would get up at 4 a.m, 5 a.m, and do the same thing every single day, even though they were winning.
Yeah.
Because they want more. They want to be better. They want to be the best. And I think that that's something that's super important to me, is like, I'm not cocky, but I can tell you I'm going to outwork every single person in the room.
Yeah, love that.
I'm not, but I'm confident in the ability that I have to outwork everybody. And it doesn't really matter how many times I might have failed. It doesn't really matter how many times roadblocks come into my life, because at the end of the day, no one's going to outwork me, and I'm going to put my head down and continue to move forward regardless of what's in front of me. So I want everybody to just kind of listen to this and really motivate you guys to take the risk. Go out, be the best version of yourself, consistently learn. Like, this is a message to everybody that's watching, is that you have the capability of really being the best version of yourself, but it really starts with believing in yourself. I forgot what book I read. It was like one of the first books I ever read. And the message of the book, I completely forgot what it is. I'm brain firing myself, but the message of the book was reality. Just believe in yourself. Like, there's so many different stories in the book that ultimately led to you having to come up with the idea that you have to believe in yourself into being successful. It doesn't matter what field, what line of work in, as long as you say, hey, Justin Rodriguez is going to be successful. Justin Rodriguez will be successful as long as you put the work into it. So if you had to, I love to wrap up questions with this one, or podcast with this one. If you had to talk to the younger version of yourself, 18 years old, you first got into car sales, and you're looking forward to the future that you have right now, what piece of advice would you give the 18-year-old version of yourself?
I will tell him, just constantly believe in yourself, and don't let the outside noise, distract you, right? Don't let people bring you down, right? Just constantly hold that ambition, because I was always ambitious when I was 18. I would tell that guy, hey, keep your foot on the pedal. Don't quit. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't worry about what they're achieving, what they're not achieving. Just focus on yourself. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. And I promise you, you will succeed if you just keep focusing.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
100%.
I feel like oftentimes people are like, oh, what is he doing? Oh, what is that? And I was like that too. That's so funny, because I was like that. So that's why I tell people, don't be like that. Like, 100%. I was like that. Like, I would always question so much. Don't. Just, your path is for you. It's meant for you. You'll figure it out.
I was the same exact way, bro. I'll tell you that. So straight up, you look at, especially in the real estate industry, bro, you start seeing, oh my God, this guy's closing this.
Yeah.
Oh, and this person's closing this. And eventually it for me it turned into fuel. It's like, oh, this person closed with one of the realtors I work with. Who?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you took food off my table. Now it's time for me to eat. Now it's time for me to really hunt, step up my game. It's not like envious of the other person. It's no, I never. And there's enough food on the table for everybody, and I want everybody to eat in the industry. I'm a big advocate for that. I want everybody, again, positive energy. I smile. I'll shake up with everybody. There's not one lender that I will not shake up with a smile on my face, because I think that that's really important. There's too much of negative energy towards people in the industry. But if you take food off my table, I guarantee I'm going hunting. I will make sure that the competition's there, and I love a friendly competition, bro. So I love that piece of advice. Any last remarks for all the young individuals that are out there?
Yeah, just like, man, just focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Yeah. Never quit. Everything will happen within time. Don't rush the process. Like, just be patient. And I promise you, if you have good intentions, you have a good mindset, it's gonna work out. 100%. Just have that belief that you're gonna win no matter what. And I promise you, if you wake up every single day that you're gonna win, eventually the manifestation will become a reality.
Yeah. I love it, bro. I love it. For everybody that's watching, I hope you guys have enjoyed this amazing episode. And if you guys need anything business related, funding, anything, he's here. Obviously, he kind of gave a great rundown on everything. So if you guys need anything from us, let us know. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You took some notes. Hope you guys have your cafecito. Like, subscribe, turn on that post notification, and I hope you guys have a great day.